Me and seeing me and seeing my lovely room. So, hello everybody, how are you all? Streaming some 3D model and printing, because that's what I like to do. Okay, let's get a little bit of light in this room. I've only got about 30 minutes and I need to go out. And because serious business stuff needs to be done the serious business style, let me just try and work out what's going on over here. There we go. This should give me a nice glaring light on my big fat belly. There we go. Let's put that there and maybe just reduce my fill light a little bit. It's quite bright. There we go. Cool. Okay, so there's probably no one on my stream because, you know, I haven't made this a thing yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my 3D models and I'm going to print them. Now, what I have is a Chitu box. I don't know if it's free or not. I got it with my 3D printer. You'll probably have your own thing for your own 3D printer. Anyway, I'm not downloading the update yet. I'm going to delete my model in the background because what I have is I have my Dreadnought. Yay! And I want to make sure it's going to print. So I'm going to open file and I'm going to get just my Dreadlock arm. And it says Dreadlock arm right, but it's actually left because I was looking on it. So this is a power fist. And as you can see, it's a little bit big for our printer. Our printer would only print this blue bit here. So, hang on. I should probably also change what this is about. So can I change this to art, for example? No. 3D printing preparation with Chris. And update, just so that we know what the title is. There we go. Okay, so what was I doing? Yeah, prepping my 3D print. Now, obviously I've been a 3D artist for like 20 years. That doesn't mean I know what I'm doing when it comes to 3D printing though. So, what I'm going to do is, I think I can just switch between these as well, so you can kind of see my primary scene. Oops, shit. And I will swear a lot. This is to be expected. I just want to get this down here so you can kind of see what I'm doing without necessarily seeing my ugly mug all the time. I mean, I know that, you know, that's the only reason people want to tune in, but hello. Okay, so I'm going to select my arm, and I'm going to make my arm probably about 15% of standard scale. See how that looks. And 15 is still really, really big, okay? Like really, really, really big. Now then, there are a lot of fiddly little bits, but I've used a lot of closed meshes because this was back in the salad days of 3D Studio Max, man. I used to make everything solid. And I'm going to rotate this just a teeny bit. I'll probably rotate it upside down as well. So, reason being that I've got a lot of fiddly detail that I'm going to be having coming on, and I want to be very careful on how I print that. Okay, that looks about right. I'm just going to drag it over to here. And because I'm using Chitu box, I'm going to go to my supports bit over here. Just click on that, and it sticks this handy dandy little platform underneath, which I think is probably going to be a good idea, to be honest. Normally I hate platforms, but what the heck, I'm going to go for it this time. And now what I can do is I can manually kind of put my supports on using the heavy supports, or I can ask it to do it automatically. I think what I'm going to do is probably just have a crack at putting in some sensible supports. So I'm just kind of following my lines here, just trying to make the support on my model as decent as I can. Obviously it's work, you know, and you may not want to do it that way. You may just want to use the automatic thing, but I just really want to try and get my model supported, because once I've done it once I can save it, you know, and not have to do this again, which would be great. So I'm just getting a little bit of overlap there, which I don't mind at all. And down here, now remember, obviously the more of these we use, the more resin it's going to cost you, so be careful. Okay, that looks good. I've got some outside support now going on, so I'm going to do it here as well. Yeah, that's nice. Because it used to be that my tutorials, they were all about, like, you know, let's make a 3D object and feel really happy about that. But to be honest, not many people really want to spend forever building a 3D object. If there's one already there and they can print it, I do understand. I'm going to Control Z that one because that was very much an intersecting piece that I wasn't really wanting. But yeah, I do understand that people just want to, you know, get their end result. And for these, sometimes, unfortunately, we need an awful lot of support, especially when it's a big model like this. So I'm just going to go all the way down and just try and support everything that I can see. I'm just really trying to take into account parts that it may have difficulty with, like this cable here, for example. I'm going to support a couple of times, even though it intersects. I still feel like I need to, and there. Now, there may be people out there who have done this kind of supporting stuff, you know, just to an autistic level, and that's cool, and you know who you are. But for me, I'm relatively new to building supports. I know what they're for, but at the same time, I don't want so many that my model is basically going to be nothing but support, if you know what I mean. I can see there's one person viewing this, although that one person might actually be me. I'm not entirely sure. Things are looking okay here. You'll see I've got that shape here that I'm feeling okay with. I'm just going to put a support in underneath there just to be safe. And now we have our finger joints, obviously, and I'm going to support those as much as I possibly can. Okay, that's not too horrible. That's not too horrible. I think I need some support underneath this plate as well, so I'll put 3 in there, just 1 there. Now, these, yeah, these need support too, so let's put that in. There we are. Okay, that's my basic support stuff done for this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the left one. So I've just done R, and I'm just going to do L. It's not really the left one, but you know. And what I'm going to do is just scale it again to 15%, because I was building these things huge, like really huge. Okay, there it is, it's looking nice, and let's just bring it in to just a place where I can kind of work on it and keep it inside the boundaries of my chitty box. So I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to just bring it over a little bit, maybe like that. Okay, and the reason being then I can get plenty of support underneath it. I don't want it too high, because if it's too high up, it's obviously going to cause me a few problems when it comes to building my actual piece, because it will be really, really tall and it will take really, really ages. Okay, that seems pretty cool. I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, and yes, it is monstrously big, but so are Dreadnoughts, is this time I'm going to use just automatically generating. And I've got this set to heavy, and I'm just going to click all. And this will add my supports automatically. And as you see, it's pretty similar really to what I already did on the other one. So, you know, that's okay. I was just kind of curious as to whether what I did would be fairly much the same. And they look about the same. Alright, now, what I want to do over here is just go to my General tab again. And I'm going to save these. Okay. Now, this is a 3D artist thing, but I always like to save stuff. So for this will be my Chitu boxes, and I'll call this Dreadnought Arms 1, because it's always best to have a couple of variations, and that way if anything goes wrong as well, I can come back and I can fix this without having known that my entire thing is screwed up. Okay, well look, I'm a member of a Patreon, and they're really, really nice, and they've been really rather enjoying it. Okay, so what I need to do is slice this. Before I slice it though, I've got quite a few really rather solid pieces, and I'm a bit of a miser when it comes to my resin. So I'm not going to dig any holes, but I will go hollow. And for the wall thickness, around about 2.15 will be ideal for me. And hang on a second, just going to grab a browser window here and put it over here. And I'm just going to click start. Okay, that's cool. Great. Now, with that finished, what I want to do is just click slice. Once I've done my start, anyway. There we go. So there it goes, just hollowing it out. Okay, it's not the cleanest, tidiest model, but then again, 3D printing was a thing when I made this, but it was a very basic thing. Now I'm going to click slice. Okay, just in the background, I'm just quickly sorting out a couple of things I've got to do. Don't mind me. Right, so it looks like it's going to take 3 hours 34 minutes, which seems reasonable to me. So, sorry, I won't be a second. There we are, and done. Right. Okay, so with that done, now what I want to do is make a second save of this. So I'm going to click save first of all to get my actual printing file. And I like to version them because I'm old-fashioned. And click save. I remember when this seemed like a jolly new idea as well. Hello to my second viewer on my stream. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're well, and I hope you love my beard. I love your beard, even if you don't have one. I really wish I had a coffee or some Diet Coke or something, but it happens. We'll live. Okay, it's nearly done. And once this is done, obviously I'm going to feed it to my Elegoo Mars, which is really looking scruffy today. Dust's been hitting it and all sorts. Right, so that's worked great, and I'm going to just save this as Dreadnought Arms 1 with supports and prepped. And I use underscores because, being an old game developer, we never used to use spaces because game engines hated spaces, so I never use spaces. Right, that looks cool. I'm happy with that. So I'm now going to save my file that I've just produced. So if I go to my files, and I've got so many monitors, just in case you're wondering what I'm doing. What did I save this as? Oh yeah, I remember. Just click on save file. Save as. There we go. My stuff Dreadnought. That sounds about right. So my stuff Dreadnought. And here it is. Here's my Dreadnought. And I'm interested in my big file here, which is 33.8 megs. Not that big, but printing Dreadnought Arms version 1. Control C for copy. And I'm going to move this down to my printing folder in 3D Prints, and I'm going to make a new folder called Mine. And in here I'm going to put in my Dreadnought folder. So new Dreadnought. Go in there. Oh, stretch my arm. Right, Control V, it's in there. And now I'm going to make a copy to my G drive. So my G drive is where I keep things, and if I go into my models, and I'm going to make a new folder in here called Mecha. And then inside this I'm going to make a new folder again called Dread, and then Control V. There it goes. Right, now I shall adjust my camera. Okay, just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing again. I don't know if you've got to see it or not. Down there in the horrible corner where nobody goes. That's where the Elegoo Mars lives, just there. I know that, you know, you can have them outdoors and stuff, but to be honest, I don't think it's going to take too many days off my life having it next to me. Right, so I'm going to pull out my memory card, which I think has finished writing. There it is. I'm going to put it around the back of this. Just wait until it starts glowing when it's turned on. There we go. So now I'm just going to wait for my Elegoo Mars to go through its boot process, which won't take long. And you can probably hear it now making its noise. Great, that means we're good to go. So I can close this down now. And I'll just go to my hanging out area, sup pals. And all I'm doing is, I could do with another camera set up on this really, but never mind. We'll actually, hang on a second. No, sod it. Let's have a look. Why not? Why not? So I can probably set this up because I've got software for it. In this is the thing you do when you're over 40, by the way. You make noises and hum and sing to yourself. And no, I don't know why. Your own father and grandfather and uncles probably all do it. It's a mystery to me. Right, so I am using a program called Droidcam X. I'm using the professional version because it's worth the money, to be honest. And let's have a look. Now then, I should be able to bring that across. Yoink. So no. Browser wants it. Right, so the port today is 37. On browser. Okay, that was really good. I like the way I didn't do anything there. Sorry, I'll just bring this one on. Right, HTTP 192.168.0. Right, this is port 37. And I'm using 4747 as my ports. Okay, did that work? Why isn't it bloody loading? Am I even showing the right area? Let's try it in this one. God, I hate trying to make these things work. Try this one. Come on. Click OK. No, it doesn't want to have anything to do with it, so tough. We'll go back to here. Okay, so anyway, all I'm doing is I'm pressing print, and then I want to go to my root, find Mecha, Dread, and I'm printing the arms. Go! Go! Things are happening. Oh, which you may or may not be able to see. Just there. There goes my dirty, dirty case. Have fun, little printer. See you in 3.5 hours, little buddy. That'll give me enough time to run to the Games Workshop store and buy a real Dreadnought model and then pretend I printed it. Actually no, because my power physic's way better than the one they made, to be quite honest. I'll not bother with this Droidcam thing. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I'm a bit of an idiot, aren't I? Hang on. I've just started 3ds Max as well, so that's not good. Oh, it's 37, not 33, Jesus. There we go. Now I can autofocus it. Well, hey. And you probably can't see it too well there, so I'll go to my big image. That one? I forgot which one it is now. That one, okay, and I probably need the size on this to be much, much bigger. There we are. So there's the Elegoo doing its thing, you see? Switch between them, very, very cool. Very, very dirty. But such is life. As Donald Trump insists on singing, you don't always get what you want. Alright, so as I can see, if I look on the cover, this will finish in 3 hours 49 minutes, and it's got 1015 layers to do, so that's quite a bit. So while that's happening, I think I'm going to stop my stream, and then I'll come back in several hours and I'll let you all know how it went. So catch you later, Bill and Ted, and bye bye for now. Doop doop doopy doopy doop doop doop. No, Droid can ABS takes